Welcome to the weekly update for Nutrade Systems for the week ending June 3rd, 2011. As always, let me begin by just reminding you that Nutrade Systems is not a broker or financial advisor. We're simply software developers making our software available to individual investors on a subscription basis to run our systems on their personal trading accounts. The results we'll share with you are based on a real-time environment. We do our best to reflect actual trading, although your results may differ. Let's take a look at the week and see how things went. Much like last week, we had kind of a diversion in the two basic systems, the inflection and the cluster. With the market falling dramatically now for several weeks in a row, when the market falls real hard right on the open, rarely will the systems actually trigger because they move through our targets. We like to see a market that moves up slightly and then fails when it hits resistance and comes down. And that's typically the type of market action that we look for success with these particular systems, the inflection and cluster. But we can see from the results this week, again, the bronze system, the inflection system was off slightly and only traded once during the week, as did the cluster system on Tuesday. A small loss of about 3.9% in the inflection system for the bronze, while the cluster system had a gain of $710 or 7% for the week. Now the difference again, as I've mentioned in the past, between the cluster and the inflection system really has mostly to do with the money management rules that are in place. And on Tuesday we had a day where the market did rally to engage those parts of the system, and then it sold off and actually went substantially lower, where both systems were showing a nice profit. But as the market recovered at the later half of the day, the bronze cluster system and its trailing stop kicked in to capture a portion of that profit, although it was a little higher during the peak of the day. But the market continued to rally all the way back, and because that same system is not in place on the inflection, it actually gave back all that gain and had a small loss for the day. So again, just slight differences in money management and the way those things work, and we see to the benefit of the cluster system for this week. So the results for the week were basically limited to the results of Tuesday, down 3.9% on inflection, and up 7.1% for the cluster. Let's take a look at our long-term performance for the 12 months on the inflection system, still up over 100%, although it's struggled in the last few weeks with a little bit of a losing streak after our big gains in the first week of May. So we're looking for hopefully a little bit of performance again out of that system as we go into the month of June. Since inception, the inflection system is still up a pretty impressive 347 or 374.9%, almost 375%. A $10,000 investment has grown to just short of $50,000 over that 40-month period of time. Again, just a reminder, all these results are reflective of the cost of the system, the monthly cost, the actual cost of each and every trade, as well as an estimate on slippage for each and every trade that's done. So we try to be as accurate as we possibly can. Let's take a look at the cluster system over the last 12 months. Again, a little bit of a rough May where we've just had basically nothing but selling over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Again, we like to see a rising market that sells off intraday, and that's the ideal situation. Although the systems are not dependent on an up or a down market, it's possible to make profits in any kind of market condition. The cluster system is up 137.1% over the last 12 months, again, net of all subscription costs, commissions, and estimates for slippage. 10,000 has grown to, over that period of time, to just short of $25,000. Since inception, the last 40 months, the cluster system is up 409.7%. Again, it's had a little bit of better performance over the last couple of weeks, although it's been infrequent trading for both the cluster and the inflection system. So just to summarize, looking ahead to next week, again, there's broad market weakness in all the markets as they now are looking for levels of support after basically a long string of bad economic news, primarily the jobs report of last week. We are near the tail end of the earnings season, so there's really kind of a lack of a lot of good news that could serve as a catalyst for a rally. But we'll be watching the markets closely. Again, we like to see a market that's in the chop with volatility. That's usually good for us. And we look for, again, those intraday rallies that fail, and hope the system catches those things and rides those things lower. So if you haven't already taken advantage of it, we want to make sure you get a chance to see the systems and see them operate in a real-time environment before you ever risk a single penny of your own money. To do that, simply go to Nutrade Systems. You'll notice we put up a brand new website with updated graphs and information. I'd invite you to take a look and review all the information, the videos, and the graphs that we've got there to help you learn more about this powerful technology. To start your free trial, just simply click on the free 30-day demo button, and you'll instantly be taken to a page where you can watch the systems trade, the bronze inflection system in particular, tick by tick throughout the market day. There's nothing to load or again on your system. You simply bookmark the page you're taken to, and you'll be able to access that page for the next 30 days. When you're ready to begin trading for real, you can click on the Activate button. Simply go through the series of forms available to choose your system, the amount of capital you'll be trading, and set up a brokerage account if you don't already have that done. And you could be trading as little as 3 to 5 days. We thank you for taking a look at Nutrade Systems and wish you the best in all your trading. We'll see you next week.